Well, good morning again for my channel. How are you all today? Beautiful Queensland and Australia. 10 o'clock in the morning. The temperature is probably about 28. We've had a bit of rain overnight, which is fabulous. It's cooled it down. So what happens at this time of the year in the garden for me? Let me just show you these fabulous ornamental grasses. So the first one is fountain grass. So this is fountain grass, and you can see it has this most beautiful soft flower. And what I love about this is when you're down here, they actually move in the breeze. These are about 1.8 meters to 2 meters high. Very popular in people's gardens. Generally, they need to be cut back at the end of winter or early spring. However, in my garden, after we've had rain, I cut them back and they will come forward. They're beautiful colors because they are a beautiful green and purple when they're at their best. As you can see in here, the colors that we get. But because we've had such a dry summer here, I mean, they don't need water. They will be nicer with water. However, it's time to cut them back and give them opportunity to really come forward a lot stronger. Now the cutting back of this purple fountain grass is complete. As I said, we had a terribly hot summer, not a lot of rain, and these were just starting to look a little bit shabby. So, you know, for me, I chopped them back at the end of summer, and, you know, the rains will be coming soon for the next couple of months. It'll give them a great start. I mean, these purple ones with their beautiful soft and fluffy blooms are the most popular of all the ornamental grasses. This fountain grass has been cut back to about 1/2 metre. It was looking a little bit shabby with our summer having the most intense temperatures. It's clumping. This started with a very small piece, as did the other 5 in this garden. It struck easily. It's a perennial and it requires no water once it's established. These get absolutely no water down here other than the natural rainfall that we get. So let's have a look now at another beautiful grass that I have in my garden. This next grass that I have in my garden, and I have about 7 or 8 of them through my garden, are Lamandra longifolia. Very, very popular in gardens as well. More commonly in gardens in Eastern Australia. They enjoy the heat. It's also known as basket grass. Once it's established, it requires no care whatsoever. It's a perennial and it's a spreader. What you need to know with this one is when you put this in the ground, unlike the fountain grass, this is very, very difficult to move. Once this is established, its roots get very matted and they go quite deep. It's very, very hard to break a piece off here, I know, because I've tried. All I ended up doing was cutting a plant in half and half of it died. So make sure that you know where you're going to put it. This is actually going to get to about 1.5 to 1.7 meters in height. It will get quite large and it will take up space. Let me show you one that's been in the garden longer. This one here has been in about a year. It was quite small when I put it in, but let me show you one that's been in my garden for 2 years. This one, as I said, has been in the ground just over 2 years. It's actually close to about 1.5 meters tall, so it may or may not have a little bit more growing to do. But as you can see, look how clumped this one is, and it's actually gotten quite large in those 2 years. It flowered this year. It's got a beautiful soft creamy white flower on the end of those spikes, but that will require no care. It required nothing from me. I didn't do anything. Once it was established, it just lived, and its sister lives next to it. So both of these have absolutely thrived in this garden where there is no water going in here. What I love about ornamental grasses is this, and I often see little lizards or small animals actually climbing into the center. It's very, very tight in here. Let me show you. It's really, really deep and tight in there. little animals, little lizards can hop in there, and they're safe inside. So this plant actually works beautifully as part of the ecosystem in my garden.